chilling in the friend zone with yours truly, Rakua, and my co-host, Christina,
Aaron,
Kenobi, and DJ Zuko,
where we discuss friendships, relationships, love, and all of that gray area in between.
Your love's like ecstasy. I'm overdosed. I'm overdosing. Your love's like ecstasy. I'm overdosing.
So, I feel like much of my life, like in my young adolescence, or like my young adulthood, I had long distance booze because I'm from Mississippi, but I moved away from home at 18 when I went to college in New York. Shout out to NYU, my alma mater. And then after I left New York, I moved to Los Angeles, but I still like maintained a very strong connection to my peoples back in the SIP. And so much of the like relationships and situationships that I've experienced have been like a long distance situation. So that's what we're going to discuss today, long distance booze. But before we get into that, let's hop into a segment. I want to spin the wheel today because I feel like I haven't done it in a while, and I feel like y'all be cheated too. Like,
what you talking about? Bringing up old stuff.
Over here,
Bringing up
I'm
old
gonna
stuff.
spin the wheel.
I can't prove nothing.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men
Hashtag.
don't cheat,
I've
but
never seen it
black
happen.
boys
It's a
do,
lie.
as Charlamagne would say. All right.
Charlamagne the God.
Would you rather?
Oh, I can't wait to see what's on these.
All right. Who wants to, like, let's let the ladies do it today.
Your pick was terrible last time.
Didn't we have something like monkeypox last time?
It was
Monkeypox. Y'all trying to
And nobody
start
else
monkeypox
answered that.
Oh yeah, monkeypox apparently is a really bad thing right now. Apparently you don't want that.
Don't touch people.
And it's racist too, monkeypox.
I know. It kind of. The thing is that the thing that's racist about it is that they keep showing black people's pictures of it, but it's white people that are getting it. That's what they're not telling you. They just show the picture. Look at this black person there, so that you can associate monkeypox with niggas, bro. Yo,
Messed up.
All right. Yeah. Would you rather?
have been a passenger on the Titanic or a passenger on the Lost plane.
Yikes.
like you like Bermuda Triangle lost.
Well, that's an easy one for a woman.
The Lost, the show Lost.
Wait,
Y'all watch that?
is she the lady in the Titanic?
Right, like you're
Like-
just on the Titanic. You not Blair or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when they got made it off.
Rose.
Oh, no, you're not
That
really.
was like ladies and children
It
first.
was women and
Oh,
children
I didn't
first,
know
but
that.
all of
That's
them
it.
were,
I didn't
yeah,
know.
that was,
They were in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
freezing cold.
And
I don't know
But
what
that's
Lost
another
ended, so
ice
that's a fucked
cold
up situation.
situation.
in Lost, you got like a smoke monster chasing you and killing
Didn't they
people.
I don't know,
find
but
out
some
that
of
was
them-
like in their heads after?
yeah, they made it back. Like they were actually.
I feel like it was too many
This was
seasons,
Lost?
and so I didn't
Yeah.
end up.
The first season lost me, and I just never got into it. I was lost. No pun intended.
No, I really like that show actually, and I was watching it while I studied abroad in Paris, and it like got me through because me and my best friend were there together, but it was just us, and like sometimes I got homesick a lot, and so having that show like really helped me through some days sometimes. So I do enjoy the show. But okay, so would you rather be on a plane that crashed into a deserted island, or would you rather be on a boat that's sinking in the middle of the ocean after you hit a glacier?
Do I have help?
Deserted
Am I
any day.
able to get on a boat? Like a little life
I don't
rafts?
fucking
I'm always thinking I can get on a life raft, so I
Water
could easily choose.
You would not. You're too big.
So if you can get on the life
raft,
raft, then you choosing the boat. You choosing Titanic.
Because I can just float away and just wait for somebody to show up.
Nigga,
But
you
it's
floating
cold
in
up
cold.
here.
But I'm not going to
Middle of
be in
the
the water.
ocean.
I'm going to be on the
It don't
life
matter.
raft that's going to be around.
Is it during the time? Because
Because people were on
they ain't gonna
boats.
give you a floaty over.
No, this is gonna be part of the base. I'm part of the base. I'm part of the diet. I'm already working. I'm the help. Usually in 1920s, I'm the help. But no, what I'm saying is like if it's for Christina and what they were doing, because I thought you guys were gonna make it for yourselves. So I was thinking for one, and I was like, you know, shit, yeah, it's like Titanic. I would have been on a life raft and everything.
No, it's
just
would
watching
you rather?
Oh, no, the other one, the show.
Yeah, because I would have died. They would have kept me out. Like they would have locked the doors on me in the Titanic. They literally would have locked the doors on me.
Let's not think of like the racial implications.
Because
No. So that's why I changed
men
it
were
from.
still taking L's.
That's
Yeah,
why.
and then
No.
men.
That's why I changed it from like the Titanic to just a boat that crashed into a glacier and started sinking. Like.
Oh, so anything goes in 2022?
For sure, I'm taking a life right.
Zuko, would you rather be on a sinking boat or crash into an island on a plane?
I think I'm gonna go with the island, but I know I'm gonna be hungry because they got fertile pigs on the island. Can't eat
So
them.
there's also no guarantee that you survive this plane crash. Like, it's a whole thing.
It is
I didn't say lost first. Like everybody survived. They survived and lost, bro.
Everybody did not survive. There was like
Okay.
100 and
The
how
important
many-
niggas survived. I'm every nigga.
So we had survivors.
The fuck? So that plane is going down. That's what I heard.
All
I'm
right.
putting somebody underneath
Oh.
me, nigga.
This is a good one.
There's a lot of people who did not survive the Titanic.
Nigga.
All right, y'all. Would you rather be stuck in the friend zone or stuck in an unhappy relationship?
Friend zone.
Friends.
Unhappy relationship? What kind
I
of
barely even
nonsense?
believe that the friend zone exists, nigga.
Like,
You ain't getting no sex.
well, if you're in Raccoon,
Every
you
time
are.
you
You are.
You
Hey, we all do.
You all right? That's an okay friend zone, nigga. That's a solid friend zone to be in. You ain't losing nothing, really.
Definition.
You getting all of it.
Right.
Meeting your parents, nigga. Talking about kids and shit.
Right, you might be married in your friend zone, so
Look, you
like,
getting the good food, you go to mom's house and stuff. You getting the good spaghetti and
No.
stuff.
Trying to lose some friends.
no,
Yes, they
not
is.
at all. Not even a little bit.
You going to Chusa?
No argument.
I'm sorry.
See that?
So, today's topic.
All of that getting cut out. I want y'all to know that. It ain't happening.
Today's topic is long distance booze. Speaking of getting stuck in the friend zone.
Long distance, you in the friends.
So, how many of you guys, by a show of hands, have been in a long distance relationship? Oh, Kenobi has never been in a long distance relationship. Interesting. Do you just not meet people that are in a different place from you, or do you just, prefer that?
I mean, like, why so far away?
So, I think for
I like to
me,
spend time and shit.
and I would love for us to discuss the pros and cons of long distance relationship, but I think for me, one of the main pros when I was doing it was the benefit of being able to get to know somebody without that pressure of like intimacy and a sexual relationship, especially because at that time I was like not engaging in those activities, and so it was more helpful for us to be apart so that we could develop that relationship. And I feel like the distance allows for that. Like, you get to know somebody without that distraction of like the chemistry that you feel, the in-person energy. And I feel like Kenobi
My
is
man's
like
about to attack
on
this
a
topic.
high level of disagreements.
I feel like self-control can be used in any situation. Currently, I'm dating someone where we're not doing sexual shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done like, little sin nudes, but that was like in the beginning. But now we just on the purely like learning about each other shit.
Right, but it's still like a
Without-
distraction there. Like you feel the tangible chemistry, especially me when
I
I
mean,
like
sure,
somebody, I
but-
like really like them.
Sure,
And
but that's not overriding me wanting to know this person.
no, not overriding, of course.
Nor is it a distraction to the point where it's going to hinder the way that I'm interacting with them.
It's fine.
So I feel like people need to have more self-control. Honestly, bro. Like I feel like people like to make excuses for things that are hard to do, and that's the point of doing it, is because it's hard to do, right? Like,
But I also think that the distance like helps you figure out how to handle situations where you will inevitably be apart and just have your space too. I think I'm
Yeah,
big
I
on
was like-
having space.
that is also self-control and boundaries. You can also have your own space and live. Like, I got a homie who like just got married, and him and his wife have space. Like, they take space, time, and all of that shit. Like, you can have that without being distant. They live together, and they nigga, I'm about to be in a room. All right,
I will say that
Like,
because I enjoy my space, I want his and her bedrooms when I get
Yeah.
married.
nigga,
Like,
that's
I
their situation.
want a bedroom here for him,
Yeah.
a bedroom in the middle for both of us, and then a bedroom over here for me. So like we're not gonna just like sleep
Yeah, they don't
separately.
always sleep
We'll have
together.
our joint bedroom, but then when we want to have that space, we can have our own bedrooms to go.
Gonna need a big
What,
ass
what
house.
happened to what happened to the she shed and the man cave?
2 people.
That's
I mean,
exactly
I want
what
that
that
too.
is. That's
I
what
want the
that
she
is.
shed and the man
Yeah.
cave
Yeah.
and his and her bedrooms
Hey.
and that.
I think
You
that
see
Texas,
a whole
she
bunch
should be the place that she sleeps in.
I'm
Doing too much. Like I would gladly sleep in my man cave if you don't want to sleep in the
No,
bedroom.
because the she shed is for like
chill,
doing
bro.
my
I'm like,
nails
nigga,
and like
You
my
do this
hair.
shit all
I
night
like
anyway.
that's
You
actually
eat what you want to eat
Yeah.
and do what you
No,
want to
no,
do.
no, I get it.
Yeah, like I'm not eating in my bedroom.
Vacation.
I like that amount of space. I do.
I mean,
that is appealing.
I would say in my last marriage, I had we had a lot of space because like I had the garage was my lab, huh?
Some Chinese hated each other.
Oh no. Well, no, we didn't hate each other until we hated each other. It was bomb as hell until then. But like we had like 3 bedrooms, no kids. I would say it's like an office area, and then I had the garage where I had at that time I was in engineering, so I had a whole bunch of stuff just to like create space, just make my But regardless of that part, like that space that was there, like whenever she felt like she needed to go ahead and she turned the other bedroom into whatever she wanted it to be. I turned the second bedroom into a trading center / weight room, and yeah, I get where you're going, but you come to bed.
So what for y'all are different pros and cons of a long distance relationship?
I personally loved it. Like, if I wasn't supposed to be with this person anyway, so I think that's why it ended up not working out in the long run. But like, as far as like being apart, like when I needed somebody to talk to, I could just call, but I didn't have to necessarily be around him all the time, or like even like there was a scheduled time we were always going to be together, and I had to prepare for it. There were a couple times where I was like, damn, I just wish he wasn't coming at all, like because I just knew I was just wasn't feeling it, but I also knew how important that was for him. It wasn't as important for me. Like I could have not seen him for a couple months and been okay, personally. But I think that was a big pro for me because I didn't really want to be in a relationship. So I think that, and it's not a good reason to like want that space, but I mean, he wanted a relationship, I didn't, and this was like the compromise. It's like, okay, well, we can be in a relationship. It's long distance, so it works. At least that it worked for a while.
I agree with you on that one. That's not like it worked because you didn't want something, he wanted something. The distance was like, you're still attached, but yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah, I think that kind of worked out for you though.
I mean, I personally, I feel like I came. I was great.
Christina don't want to be with nobody. I had that disclaimer right there. Christina like, I don't want to be with nobody. Space, bet. Dick for sure. Space, bet.
That's my bro.
That's it, right?
She
On
wants it,
that
she won't
note,
get it.
I gotta go.
Case in
And
point.
now-
This is it. Right now.
First of
Now
all,
stop leaving. It's
first
funny.
of all,
It's funny. That's like the punchline, nigga.
Okay, so
I can't stand
Christina, before you leave us, Christina is a jet setter, so she is getting out of here. But
Dick
before,
setter.
wow.
No.
I can't stand
A cock setter, if you will, because she likes
Oh
white
my
guys too.
god! Oh yeah, the cockpit.
Oh,
Christina,
Anywho.
do you get to like meet people in the different places where you go? Like, can you have different homes in different areas?
Right. Can you?
I enjoy making friends in
Yes.
different cities.
Friends with the Z.
In different cities. And it's nice when I can go somewhere where one of those friends are. So I have friends in
She
different
goes
places.
where the friends are, and the friends come.
Come. All right. So how y'all get?
where are they coming again? Like,
No coming.
No coming? So we're edging.
Yeah,
Are we edging? It's
Are
like
be
Ashley?
edging.
As long as I come at
I
the
tried
end
to
of
think
this, you can edge.
How do you get space in a relationship, you know, when you are not long distance? How do y'all get space?
Go to work.
Go to work.
Wait, say it again.
How do you get space? Like, how do you find, especially if you are in close proximity with one another, like, say you live together or you work together or you hang out every day, how do you find your moments?
I was in that.
I have friends.
Yeah.
And literally, it would be going over to like people's houses and just hanging out with them
Mhm.
Yeah.
without that person. Because that it becomes like too much.
Right, is that stressful?
Hell yeah.
Because
That's
I
why I'm not in
realize,
that either.
like, if you're used to that person being with you all the time, like, you start to become codependent in certain situations, and definitely, it's like, you'll do things the way you're like, hey,
They're not there.
so,
And I feel like
it's
that's
good,
one of
though.
the cons of a long distance relationship, because like you do like want that energy in that space, and like once you get used to them being there all the time, you feel like, oh, I'm missing my peace now.
It's my space. Now I'm gonna get some space from y'all.
Especially
Especially you.
Thank you, Miss Christina.
It's been fun, guys. It's been real.
So, Aaron, how do you get your space?
So you gotta go to work, do something different. You know, just find a way to go somewhere else that's required of you. Really, especially if you're living together. I think that's gonna be the only thing that's really gonna help.
So now that Miss Christina is gone, I'm the only lady here. I can ask this question about something that guys do in inboxes that I would just love to like pick your brains about. Why do guys talk to themselves in your inbox for years at a time? In situations where like, sometimes they're complete strangers, you never met them before, they are in a completely different place. They are a long distance boo.
I'm trying to understand the question. So
Why do men talk to themselves in in
Hold on,
women's
wait.
inboxes?
But you also said they're long distance.
No, a long
Okay.
distance stalker, not
Oh,
stalker,
okay.
but like just like not stalker. I mean, what's the line of stalking? But just like guys do that a lot.
A
Like,
long distance creep.
they don't even have to be creepy sometimes, but it'll be just like years of like,
If you're
hey,
talking to
how
yourself,
are you?
years, if
What
you're
are you
talking to
doing?
yourself,
What's up?
crazy.
Oh, that's beautiful. You're beautiful. Like, oh, good morning.
So they're just sending you random messages, but like
Niggas
you're
do
not
that
responding to anything. You're just
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
can see
weird.
that.
That's
It's,
some weirdo shit.
I think it's because of the way that they think about how, especially like messages work.
Mhm.
So, say for instance, if you get a lot of messages, right? The most recent nigga that hit, the most recent nigga that hit you up goes back to the top. That's one thing. Maybe you just missed me during the times of the 50 million other
So
niggas
many other
that hit you up.
So you start to the top again. That's
Yeah. So we get back to the top of the queue. Then
But if you're never getting a response, what prompts you to like continue to?
because most women don't respond.
Mm.
Most women don't respond unless it's like a
they want
because
to
unless they want like it has to be a picture that grabs them right away. Again, you're going when it comes, especially when it goes to these apps. You're for a woman, you're going against as a man, you're going against millions of other men in comparison to when it's on the other side.
and women too. And women.
I don't even.
I like bisexual women, so yeah, I'll be done.
Yeah, I don't even think about that one. I don't even put that equation in because that just makes everything
The whole
hard.
expands the
2022.
whole.
Yeah, exactly. But you got that.
But I will say, I've not had women do that in the inbox, like just talking to themselves. It's
Yeah, that's just weird.
It's the way that they
You're a
train, too.
sociopath. That's niggas.
Yeah.
That is a sociopath. I'm saying it right now. You are constantly saying something in somebody's DM and they're not responding to you.
Let it go, bro.
Let it go,
Let it
bro.
go,
You're a
bro.
fucking sociopath. Let that shit
Let it
go.
go.
That's
It's
weird,
toxic.
bro.
Let me ask you this part. Have you ever you've been sexual with somebody, right?
Have I been sexual?
You've had sex before. I'm asking for a reason.
no, we
I'm
are
asking for a reason.
virgins on this panel.
I'm asking for a reason.
Okay.
Like as of right now, it's a situation where these dudes are not getting none.
Mm.
Okay.
Like, it's dudes that-
Change your
That's
focus,
the
bro.
reason?
Then
Like, when you
focus on
just
something
left
else
from-
that you could get, bro.
Think about how many of the dudes that you know that was like that's still thinking about, oh, I wanted to talk to her when we was in high school or something like that, right? You still get messages from some of them guys, right?
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers right now look like they virgins too. And that,
No, but I don't think that's it. Like, I don't think that they're virgins.
50,
or that they're not getting any. I don't know.
today they say 50%. Statistically, they say 50% of men today are still virgins.
You know why? Because 50% of men don't know how to approach women, and they fucking
Not
have
hard.
weird
They just
fucking
don't know what to do.
mindsets,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it's
We're all
all
vibes, man.
They don't know how. They
50%
don't.
of men are broken.
So, for example,
The
look at
statistics. I
look
mean, it's
at this
more than that,
person,
but
like-
50% of you niggas are so
Wait,
broken that you can't
Wait.
approach niggas.
But you can say, okay, with that one, you might want to come.
Not
back
the
up.
replies,
Sorry,
no.
hurt.
Not even if they reply.
But it's
it's
pictures that he's liking and hearting and stuff.
That's
Like, so she's posting it, right? And that thirst trap is working so well because every fucking fish is getting caught in the trap. Like,
Here's the thing though, if I'm liking the shit, you know what I mean, and if you're not like my homie, like I have like homies who like, you know, I like your shit, I like Christina's shit, I like because y'all my homies,
Right.
you know what I mean. Liking some shit ain't nothing. That's different. But if you like literally, hello, good morning, what's up, what you doing today? But you're not getting no fucking responses, nigga. You're weird, bro. That's some.
we know that's weird.
So what if you give them a response every now and again? Because I don't like to be rude, so every now and again I will like heart what they said back or
That's
like,
that's how
That's
that's
enough
how
to hear. What does
getting you up.
That's when you start creating friend zones, so they don't need to
From
be
a
no friend
distance,
zone.
so yeah.
No. It ain't even friends zone. That man in a relationship.
Straight up.
That man is in a
You
relationship.
talking now? No, I had one. There was this one girl who I went on one fucking Tinder date with, bro, and the date was like, and I was hanging out with another homie, and then I'm like, we was chilling, and she was like, oh yeah, cause you my homegirl was together at one point, and I said, excuse me, and she was like, yeah, I was together, and I was like, nigga, we went on one date, and that shit was awkward as fuck, and I was out, bro, like I did not want no piece of that shit, and it was weird as fuck to know that after that subpar fucking date, nigga. She going around telling motherfuckers that we was together. Nigga.
I've been in that
We didn't-
situation.
We didn't have no
Well,
sex.
that
We
was
didn't kiss. Nigga, the hug was like a church hug, bro. And it's like, how the fuck can you get that from this?
Did y'all
It's
meet?
Weird.
Y'all
We had one date. Nigga.
And some of these girls,
One.
some of these
So in
girls
that
are.
situation
sound
with that
like it's
one
wrong.
date, do you feel like her friend has the agency to talk to you if you and the friend went on one date, even though it was just one date?
In that
Like,
situation,
yeah.
nigga, I don't give a fuck. She didn't do shit. She didn't do nothing. And the friend that was
But
talking
is
to me,
that not
the friend that was talking to me,
Is
the
that
friend
not
that was
girl
talking
code?
to me about her, yes.
So if
Yes, what's up?
your
How you
friend,
doing?
so
I
if your guy
hope she
friend,
don't look at this because she like married now.
if your guy friend went on
That
one
girl.
date with a girl, if your guy friend went on one date with a girl,
And she was delusional.
No, and the date didn't work out. He was delusional, and you wanted to talk to her. Would you feel like that was okay?
I mean, why would I would feel like it was weird to date after my whole. I don't
Exactly.
think that shit.
So that's what I'm saying. So
They wasn't
you can't
close,
date her
close.
friend.
It wasn't close. And I didn't even consider that like a thing, bro. That was like a
well, that's what I'm saying though. If your
passing
homie went on
date
one passing
shit,
date
bro.
with this chick, can you then talk to her?
I don't like most of my homies don't share my taste.
Okay, if y'all have the same taste in this girl, can you still talk to her?
trying to get-
No, exactly.
She be trying to get that no so bad.
She wants you to
prove my points.
Would you just say yeah?
It's
Right,
because
like,
you're avoiding the accountability for this situation with this girl.
I'm not
Yo, I ain't gonna front.
Oh, you trying to
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she's trying to put pressure. You be accountable.
She pulling the gas on you, but it's all right. She like, no, we gonna get down to the point of this one.
Right? Yeah, and like, that's what happened. All right, so speaking of, you brought something up, like y'all in a relationship now, even though y'all never met. Would y'all ever consider being in a relationship with somebody that you've never met in real life? Can you have that much of a long distance move?
When I was in middle school,
that sounds like AOL.
Right,
Everybody made that
mistake. Chat room
Yeah,
shit, nigga.
man.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I don't know what happened with
Man.
Messenger. Like, the Yahoo Messenger used to be like,
That shit was popular.
It became creep zone, nigga.
Yeah, creep zone
Because here's the
and
thing,
bots
it was creep
started
zone
showing
in the first place because a lot of them motherfuckers was older. Like the girl that I was talking to was older. She was like 18, 19. And I was like fucking 14, nigga. And a lot of that shit was some statutory fucking situations. And that's why that shit, that's why it's off the table now, because that's when Jim Henson started popping up with the, so why did you come here knowing that this person is 14?
He said Jim Henson. Oh, Jim. Oh,
It's not Jim Henson.
I was
What the fuck that nigga
like,
name?
To Catch a Predator.
What's the nigga? To Catch a Predator nigga?
I'm a warrior.
What the fuck is that nigga's name?
We're gonna have a
It's not
name
Jim
right
Henson.
here
No,
for you guys.
I know that's the Muppet name.
Put the name in the chat if y'all can remember.
Right.
what it
You
is.
know,
But you know what I'm talking about.
know.
That's why that show blew up, because these niggas was meeting girls in chat rooms and meeting them in their fucking houses and being weirdos. Nigga, they had to, you know how they canceled that show? Because they were catching politicians, nigga. They canceled that show because they were catching politicians, and then their politician was like, nah, you can't have the show no more.
Didn't the guy like get stabbed?
Yeah, that was another.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's
that was
all-
cheaters.
that's
That was
cheaters.
Yo, that was
He
He deserved that.
You
deserved that.
You another nigga
Somebody
shit,
don't
bro.
deserve to
You
get
gonna get
stabbed.
stabbed.
Nigga, mind
If
your
you was
business.
nosy white nigga in my business.
Mind your
We at the height of some drama shit. My girl just cheated on me. I'm fighting with a nigga, and you coming in with, who the fuck are you, white motherfucker? Fuck out my face.
Look, the best part was it wasn't a black guy. It was a country bumpkin little white boy.
Shit.
That makes it even better.
It was like you learned. Like you can't learn all that.
What did you learn?
That makes it a lot.
All the black guys usually just get chased into their cars. A couple of fights will happen between the black guys, but never did they attack the host. It was the only guy who was like, "Hold my beer," and then he just started jigging him up. Like,
You know it's on camera. He said, "I know.
he did not.
Right.
I know. I'm doing this for everybody else."
Everybody wants to do.
Chris Hansen.
Chris
I
Hansen.
used to call him Chris Hansen, but now I call him Chris Hansen.
To bring it back around,
I'm a warrior.
to bring it back around, I don't think that I could date somebody that I never met in real life, just because, just you have to,
Friends.
feel who they are, yeah. And I don't know if you can. That's why I don't do online dating, because I
That
just.
phone shit is too easy. It's easy to fake
Yeah.
who the fuck you are.
Listen,
Even though I have
it all
developed
depends
some
what you say.
friendships with some people online, like Twitter. I have some Twitter friends that I developed friendships with, but in general, I have to have that.
Like I got
person to person.
friends that I haven't met before. Bet, like for sure. But like intimate type shit, like I can't date you if I ain't never.
it's to the
Yeah.
point right now where, like, especially with online dating, I can literally set up an app or build an app, write it out, and it'll just look at all my chats and figure out which ones worked and which ones didn't, and then respond to the girl with the ones that work. And then by the time I get finished,
So, ladies,
Why is
you out here
dating so
talking to a
mechanical?
robot. You dating a robot.
ladies,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I-
for the guys.
to be honest with you, I am not the only one. And as a matter of fact, you ladies are hitting us with robots as a matter
Yeah,
as
these
well.
bots are fucking ridiculous, man.
That's why you gotta check the box. Are you a robot?
No, that don't work.
No, look, by the time, here you go, but it's so many bots on there right now. Like, if she look good, a majority of the time, I just count it off as, like, most likely it's a bot.
If she look good and she don't have a profile,
Mhm. It's a bot.
if there's
It
no,
depends on the
there's no
pictures and
extensive like, oh, I like to do da 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 which and I'm da da da. This if there's no like real personality description,
Usually it's like off, like I usually see off spelling, the grammar is kind of off. That's when I'm like,
27.
it's got to be a bot.
Yeah.
And the pictures too. The pictures go a long way because some pictures are gonna be like, okay, these look like selfies or like a variety, but when those pictures sometimes a little too crispy, like, okay, that's
Right.
That's
Or
Too
they
many
hit you with, I'm
filters.
trying to be your sugar mama.
Those are so fake, man.
Yeah.
Every time they be like, okay, now let me just take a screenshot of your Cash App. Nigga, what?
No.
Nigga, you send me the money
Listen, wait.
or not? That's the thing. What are you
PSA,
talking about?
Cash App scammers.
It's crazy, bro.
This is for you. Like,
She felt it. Like,
Personally, I troll the fuck out of y'all. Like, I will talk to you for a week, knowing that I can just keep
I
vibes
used to
there.
look for a sugar mama, bro, and that's all. Like all of them motherfuckers, it's just like, oh hey, just take a screenshot of your Cash App.
You trying to be a sub?
No,
Send me $200
Well, this
and
is
I'll
what I
turn it into $2,000.
I was like trying to send me a check.
I
and send
literally
it to my
egged them
PO
on.
box.
I literally egged them
Yeah,
on. Like,
I
because
have
my thing is,
conversations.
I want to know what it is they're going to say and how far they're going to go.
Mhm.
So I will be all the way through. Like, yes, baby. Oh, my fucking God, I love you so much. Da, 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 da. And then, when when they finally get to that point of asking me for money, then I delete them. Or I egg it on like, I just sent it. Oh man, look, and then I send them like receipts.
Yeah, I did too. I did that a lot too. I said it like it said it went through.
Yo, it's so fun. Yo, look,
I will sit there and wait.
when you troll
Yeah, I do like trolling.
a troller, like, oh man, it's so
And it's their job to do that. So it's like, yo, man, I ain't got nothing but space and opportunity. If I'm bored, oh my god, I'm keeping you there. I'm holding on to you. Now I'm at the ATM right now. Swear to God.
Like, give me 5 minutes.
Right.
Yep. Since like if you can move them on to another, especially if they want to move you to like another like what's the name like what's the one that they always use
What's that
the
fucking
ghost thing, the ghost app.
what's that?
Oh, yeah.
No, not WhatsApp, but
Snapchat.
I don't deal with WhatsApp because if they move you to WhatsApp, they can get a lot more information than I like. But it's Snapchat. When they try to get you to go to Snapchat. That one is the one that's fun to me because, like, you can tell which ones is like, oh, they're just trying to sell some, some But like the ones that's really trolls, that's the ones that's fun to me because I I want to know every single thing. Then I can take that message and then put it in the program and then have the program talking back and forth to them. And then like they're sitting there talking forever with a fucking robot. That shit is hilarious.
That's cool. That makes me want to learn how to do that shit. So
Did you see what they were talking?
Right? Niggas like, that's
Yo, they ain't making no sense right around here. It seems like there was some type of confusion, but no, they talking.
With some of them, when I got lazy, when I was first making them, it loops right back around. So they're having the same conversation over and over again. I'm thinking to myself, are you American? Because like, this conversation is not going anywhere.
All right, shout out your app real quick. So anybody out there who wants to lead on some scammers and waste their time.
So this one is not out there for like you could probably go on like GitHub and find some other pieces the way I found those pieces to build up that thing. But then you could go on Google Colab. They got classes on Google Colab on how to be able to get your neural network to be able to talk. And there's a couple of YouTube videos that you could go. Some smart ass little kids. I swear to God, I learned it from like at least had to be like 16 to 18-year-old kid who was teaching this how to make the daggone bots like that. Don't just because they little kids. Don't discredit them.
Don't underestimate.
Niggas will find your IP address, nigga.
Oh yeah, no, real quick. These kids know how to find it.
Oh man,
I've seen that shit before.
So we've established that long distance is not really a good thing for most of us. But like, do you like people in your space that much? Like, do you feel like you have to live with somebody first in order to get to know them well enough to marry them?
yeah.
I guess yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna say yes, because like of all my male friends who are married, at one point or another they have lived with their girlfriend, or the girlfriend has lived with them. I have to put that out there.
What's wrong with the other way around?
Well, no, I'm just saying. See, my person friends,
That's
my
just
guy friends have their own spots. The girls, they were apart. Then the girls moved in with him.
I've asked some girls with apartments. I mean, shit.
There's this one
but I don't
thing.
like being in a motherfucking space like that.
Like, but men usually don't kick the girls out. But I would always tell a guy, never move in with a girl.
Yeah.
Because the moment that argument starts, it could be, you farted! And all of a sudden,
Get the fuck out.
all your shit is on the street, and she's mad.
That's wild.
And then she brings up every instance of you farting and everything that she doesn't like about you. All of a sudden, she doesn't.
Ladies, comment in the comments. Are you putting somebody out for farting? I want to know.
See, he's been married, so
Nah.
so he's talking from the personal experience. He's like, I farted, man. That's
That might
not
never heard
No. Well, wait. The ex-wife loved my farts, but like, look. After a while, y'all do some things when you're married. After a while, you do some things that when you were in a relationship, just a boyfriend girlfriend, you would never like accept. It's like I'm stuck with you now, nigga.
Like I like your farts now.
Like
You're
what the fuck is
I don't
kimchi?
We are forever now.
I didn't. It's the most horrible smelling shit in the world to me. And then over years, I actually started liking it, and it was only because
If you eating that
She
shit
ate
right
it.
stuff, like when you do a Korean barbecue, put that shit on your shit, and then boop, that shit comes out. That shit be hitting, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat kimchi by itself, though. I know
Listen.
some girls would be eating connection by itself. That shit is.
So let us know if y'all got any long distance boos out there. If you have any suggestions for somebody who is dealing with a long distance relationship, what suggestion or like what's the word I'm looking for? Advice would you give somebody who is in a long distance relationship for strengthening that relationship and making it work?
The We Vibe. We need some money for this.
Yes.
You need some money for this. The We Vibe, right? And not the new one where it's too short and it doesn't go all the way in. You need the long one that still connects to the Bluetooth, right? And then you can be like, as soon as you're about to call, you press the button on your We Vibe, and then all of a sudden, as you call it just goes.
I like those.
I seen
like
the
those
panties.
rhythm and shit.
Yeah.
That shit's dope.
I've
It's
seen the
inside.
panties where like she was wearing the panties and they were on a date, like they weren't long distance, but they were on a date and like he was on his phone and he would like push it at the most inopportune moments.
That's how you do it.
She
That's
would be at
that's a
the
good foreplay
she
right
would be
there.
at the hotel concierge about to like talk to them and he would like push the thing.
So,
Yeah.
so
I like that advice.
one,
I like that.
the one that you're talking about, the penny one, that's good.
It's just
The
outside.
We Vibe
That shit
goes
in.
inside and it's pressing on the G spot,
Wow.
and it's on the clit at the same time. It's
Wow.
one
Yeah,
you
like
unit,
hug that shit.
and it's like and
Can you see that through the clothes? Like
no, you can't see that at all.
Nah, that's what
It
makes
just
great.
sits right nice,
You can just
hug and
wear
tug.
it,
Right, and somebody you're gonna know about it is if the girl.
right.
And then you're just gonna be like, what the fuck, man?
That was a requirement. Like that was a requirement of mine back in. I'm not buying no. I'm not buying no more now. No, because like it was like every new person I got with,
You bought a new
I bought a new one, and that's like $200 a pop.
Yeah, see, I just thought because man, I did that once before, like the vibrating ones, and it was fun. But then, like when we kind of stopped talking, I was like,
She finna use
Yeah,
it
they
with
take
somebody
them.
else.
They always take them.
you know, it's not like you're gonna want to share it with somebody else. But start thinking about it. But I'm like, man, it's like
Right.
her girlfriend about to use the fuck out of I'm like,
Wait, but so would you take it back and then give it to your next?
No.
No, I'm not
Exactly. So
gonna
you gotta
personally
put
buy
it
one
like
unless
that.
that I know like if this is gonna be
Yeah.
long term, then I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and start investing in those type of toys. But for the most part, like I'm just not gonna do that for like.
Oh yeah, the one time that I used that shit, the girl had the shit already.
Okay.
And she was like,
She got it from
got
her
this
last.
thing downloaded.
She got it from her last job.
She probably got it from the last day.
Right.
That's what I said.
See, she got me.
So my advice is simple one. FaceTime. Like I've had so many relationships that were strengthened by just being able to talk on FaceTime. Or back in the day, it was Skype, and we would like fall asleep on Skype together, and then wake up the next
That's that
morning,
codependence
and it's
shit.
still going, and we're like, good morning.
That's that codependence.
It
That's
was great
nice.
because we weren't living in the same state.
Yeah.
Like, and at one point, we weren't even in the same continent. So having that connection when we had to be so long distance for like long durations of time, it was very helpful.
That's good.
I saw a
You
video
guys know what to do with
of
those
exactly what you just said,
Yeah.
I ain't doing it.
and then like oh boy had a recording of when what is it? FaceTime ends. It makes a noise.
Oh yeah.
So he had the recorder of when FaceTime ends. He pressed the button, and then soon as soon as he pressed the button, and it
She
sounded like
woke up
she woke up.
and she was mad
That
because don't hang up.
no, she was acting. No, she was like okay, and then all of a sudden she saw the camera was still on. It was like
Exactly.
Oh.
And you gotta put on airs when you on camera all the fucking time.
No,
bro.
that's not true.
Nobody's,
That's not true. No.
It is.
I
When
felt
I'm
bad.
comfortable with
It is,
somebody, like no.
Nobody's
it's just
100%
on.
being
It's just
themselves
on.
on fucking Facebook and Skype 100% of the time. Nigga.
We was just on.
not.
Like
You
we
farted?
literally
You
have.
farted? You farted? Did you pee in
I
front of
already do
them?
that.
Did you take a
Yes,
shower?
Yeah.
You're doing too much, bro.
Nah, like-
wait, you brought the camera in there with.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I gotta give you a high five on that one. That was
Comfortable.
There were
yeah,
literally
exactly.
times where we would literally be on Skype for like 12 hours straight, like
Yeah,
'Cause we wanted
it's
to
longer than a
just
shit.
get ready for the day together, and like
That's cute.
guys.
yeah.
There's some guys. I'm gonna say this part. Like they were in a I don't know. Y'all were in a relationship?
We were in a relationship. This wasn't a friend zone.
Okay.
Alright.
Though I have done it with a friend.
There are some guys I will tell them do not give away non-sexual attention without getting the reward that you need. Like, but at what age was this?
We were in
I
college.
disagree with that.
Huh?
We were in
That's how I
college.
disagree with that.
Man.
But because y'all were in college, y'all were growing. It could have actually went someplace. So I can't really.
Well, but I did it again with somebody after college, too, like 2 years after college. Like we would fall together on FaceTime at that point. It was on Skype.
I also feel like there's like an aspect of control to that shit too, because if you always on Skype with a nigga, you never gotta worry about
I think
cheating.
it's only.
You know what I mean?
I think it's only an aspect of control if we aren't both willing participants. Like if I was like, "Hey, you have to get on Skype with me at this time,"
I think it can be consensual and still be an act of control. Y'all just consensually controlling each other. You know what I mean?
yeah, I can see that.
The thing I'm scared of with that is, are you productive at that point?
Yeah, because we would like be working, like we would
Oh,
we would be leading our
It's
lives.
just like having a little nigga
having
on your
the
shoulder
camera
the whole
on.
time. It's like you always everything you doing, it's always a motherfucker.
There.
I mean, no, I get that, but like it'd be some situations where dudes like totally just stop doing everything that they're doing
Yeah.
because they're giving.
Well, one dude, he wasn't doing nothing anyway, but sitting in the trap. So he's like,
She said you a bum ass nigga.
Wait, she said in the trap though.
She said the trap.
She
No,
didn't
but
say
she
the
said
trap.
he wasn't doing nothing but sitting in the trap.
right? He was a.
He was
wasn't even
sitting
trapping.
in the trap. That nigga wasn't trapping. He ain't doing nothing in the trap. Damn, bro.
Well, at least he was doing nothing too, though. At least he was.
That's the best place to be doing nothing, huh?
Yeah,
In the
I
trap.
mean, shit. At least
I guess.
yeah,
All right.
doing something.
Kenobi, what's your advice for the long distance relationships?
Shit, man. Be real with yourself. Don't do it. Find somebody that's gonna give you the time in your face. Because the thing about long distance shit is like y'all both still gonna be living your lives, and it ain't no guarantee that you ain't gonna meet somebody that's better for you in that moment. Like I think that motherfuckers get mad infatuated with the fact that somebody's gonna stay on the phone with you all fucking day. Like, and that shit's just that's codependency. Yeah, it's just like little cutesy shit, bro. But I think that it's pure codependency, and all that is like, oh yeah, this person will stay on the phone with me all day. It's not really like, I feel like.
I
a
would
lot of
say
time
in the
that shit
situations that it's happened with me, it wasn't like that.
It's okay. It's alright. I'm just saying. Most
And
people,
it was
though,
like a
most
2
young
to 3
people-
year relationship where we were not in the same state.
most young people who do that shit are doing that just so they can have somebody around
Mm.
constantly, right? And that's not good for you. You need to have your own. You need to have your own fucking space, bro.
But they're young too.
Yeah, when they don't have cars and can't have means to get to somebody, I get that.
I'm thinking about like grown ass people that still do that, and then.
But like, what else can you do if you're in a different state from somebody else?
I mean, I don't see. If it was back in the day, I could see it. Right.
You're saying you're not having long distance with like.
Not today,
Yeah.
because like today is a whole different thing. Like
I
she
agree.
can roll out of the bed, and well, no, it's on both ends. He and she can roll out of the bed, like flip, swipe a couple of times, and somebody is with them right there. Yeah, like and
Yeah, I
Like-
think that people have too many options
Now, yeah, that's what it's
for you to
about.
fucking just. I don't think that nobody is about to be long distance and like seriously be committed to that.
I mean, I've had options then,
I mean, people
but I was
will be
still
cool.
committed to
Come on,
that
we've
one
talked about how
person,
you feel about your
like-
options. Okay, so let's
All
not
right.
discuss.
Aaron, what is your
Come on.
advice for the long distance relationship people
It's-
out there?
It's going to be kind of similar. I mean, if you guys are doing it, more power to you. I just know me personally, like I've had the options of being in that. Once in college, someone's just like out in here in California. I was in Virginia. They said, hey, we can make it work. I was like, look, man, it's 12 to 1 at my school. They ain't working.
Damn.
Cold world.
That's
And if you live in Georgia?
That was the South, and I was seeing a different type of women out
You
there.
live in
So I was
Georgia,
like,
no, I know where that's going.
I was seeing something.
like
Yo,
like one time, there was one time, and it was because she went to college. She went to college, and I wanted to stay with her, but my nigga, we was both cheating. She was cheating because she was seeing a bunch of new niggas,
yeah, man.
like
that
niggas, bro.
man.
Like, come on, bro.
Wait,
football,
Beautiful
basketball,
ass.
athlete, crap. Then you
Yeah.
get straight.
She was fucking. That shit happened, like, and like I also was like emotionally cheating. Like there was a girl who I always wanted to talk to in high school who just started popping up because she fucking moved. And that shit happened too. It's like girls who had crushes on you will pop up, like, oh, you still with her, but where's she at?
I got a
Like
question.
she used to come over to my house out of nowhere and be like, damn, we wasn't doing nothing, but it was like, yo, this girl always like this here now. whoa.
I got a question.
I was also fresh out of high school.
Is a man emotionally cheating the same as a woman emotionally cheating?
Yes.
Yeah, our emotions are, I feel like sometimes way heavier just because, like, if we're in love, like, that's a different type of feeling. Because we don't open up often, so when we do, that shit hits. So once that shit's fucked, man, you don't make no dog.
So which one is more severe?
I think they're
believe
equal.
male. I mean, I think they're pretty much equal, but you know, me just being a male, I'm like,
Niggas
I
go
think when
crazy.
we get, yeah, I feel like when our heart is broken, I just feel like
See, I'm
the
not.
bounce back is not the
I'm
same.
definitely not.
It is not the same. Like our bounce back for the guys is like, yo man, let's go out, man. I ain't really trying to do all that. My nigga, like you know, took my man's soul. Like who he is as a person ain't even a person no more. We got to build him back up.
Right? No,
Because we love hard as hell. Yes,
It's
like the
yeah.
moment that we actually put that out there, it's like, oh damn, nigga, you really stepped on that shit. Like, but when I don't know, I say I feel because I'm going with the feeling part right now.
Yeah.
Because
For
if I make it logical, it
Yeah,
won't
it
be
becomes
the same.
safer. Yeah.
So I feel women when they actually emotionally cheat, that's meaning the whole shit is over with. She's planning to get out of the relationship. When a man emotionally cheats, a majority of the time, his ass is too stupid to know he's emotionally cheating. He's just having fun with the situation, and then he gets drawn into it more. And like it's not. I feel like it's not the same.
Women too, though.
Huh?
I think that can happen with women too.
Yeah.
I know it can, but it's not the same language. It's like because women have a certain language that they speak and the way that they move and think, whereas with men, it's a totally different aspect. Unless he has more of a programming that understands a woman's mindset, logic, and so on. Like I feel like it's you got the male side, you got the female side, and people range in between those particular mindsets in a way. And some people they lean more towards having a feminine / male masculine mindset. Some lean more towards where they're oblivious to the female side, but then they have some information over there too. That's what I'm saying. I feel as if there's a spectrum, there's a range, but a majority of the time, if he has no understanding of what a female thinks, he's way the fuck over here, and he doesn't even know if he's actually even emotionally cheating in the first place. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's just getting hard.
Do you know when you're emotionally cheating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
conscious.
No
like
problem.
nigga,
These guys are literally like. That's like we only make up to the context of our conversations.
We don't speak for all men.
To comment on what you're saying about like women, like I've known women to emotionally cheat because they're not getting that emotional attention in the relationship they're in, but they don't want to break up with their nigga because they like loyal to their nigga, they love that nigga, but he might not be speaking to her emotionally. She meet another nigga who talking to her emotionally, and she'll be like, I just like hanging around.
That's spectrum. Like them all just like I use that particular situation. I can flip in between it because I understand it where I have a lot more female friends than I do male friends. And then it's like the situation where I'm like, okay, nobody else around? Boom. No, but girl, for real though, like, I can flip into it. I just can't go that hard. I can flip into it, but
I might tap on the glass, bro. But if the shit don't respond, then I'm like, okay, it's fine.
But I know, like, it's to the point where, for me, I get scared when I see a woman that is pushing to try to draw out your emotional aspects because I know exactly what she's doing. And I didn't know back in the day until, I'm going to say the ex-wife actually was like, nigga, you don't know nothing about women.
Right.
I'm like, that's not true.
She trying to get this, that, and that out of
Yeah, and I'm like, no, she's not. She's just a good friend. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, she's right. She's right. I thought she was just a friend. Totally oblivious to it.
There's a girl in the Twitch area. I don't know if I hope she don't watch this shit. But there's a girl who I met at a con, and she be like, "Oh yeah, let me pay for you to go to this con. I really want to go. I don't want to go by myself. Oh, let me hook you up with this." It's like, nigga, I know what you're doing. Like I ain't.
What is she doing?
Nigga, she trying to set a foundation, bro. She's trying
Or
to
she
say-
could just be nice and
She's
want
trying to
to
sugar
pay for
mama
you.
the fuck out of me. Nah, dude, there's a limit.
That's actually an episode coming up, you guys. So who pays?
You're doing too much. You're doing too much, and I don't like that kind of energy where somebody like is constantly trying to like, oh, you want to go to this? Here, let me pay for it. Like, nigga, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you like that. That's
I
kinda
will
weird.
say though that it could be like her love language because I do know somebody who her paying for somebody else's stuff makes her feel better about herself, and she's not doing it to manipulate them. And it happens. The manipulation happens,
right.
but she's doing it
She's not
because of
taking
how it makes her
responsibility
feel. Yeah.
But she's not taking responsibility.
So she might
It
not be
makes her
trying to
feel that
canoodle
way.
into your world though. It might just be like she likes to pay for people's stuff.
But she's doing that for herself though, and in doing that for herself, is she's doing something because it's making her feel good because she attracted to that person or she liked that person. Like I'm doing this shit because look, I'm making this nigga smile. Ooh, look at happy. See, I knew you wanted to come.
Well, no, the person I'm talking about, they don't do it just for a guy. Like they do it for anybody. Like family, man, woman, whoever.
I also don't accept gifts very well either. I don't like.
Yeah, I don't get it also.
Yeah, like I've never like I don't receive gifts a lot, and then when they come to me, it's like.
Thank you.
You think there's an
That's-
ulterior
it's
motive
awkward.
to
Yeah,
It's always
Wow.
You know, there's usually like I don't want to say usually, but like in a couple of times where it has been a thing, like there's usually always something that came behind it, or I would hear about it later on. Like, remember I did this? I'm like, damn, all the things I did for you, I've never
I
said
did this for you, I did that for you. You better give me something. But
I've literally had that happen before. Like I had somebody be like, I feel like I gotta beg for sex, and it's like, my nigga, you ain't even ask me for sex. What are you talking about? And it's because like you were doing a bunch of shit that you thought you were gonna get sex from, but I wasn't
Men do
reacting
that
sex
all
wise.
the time.
But I'm not. What you mean?
By the way, expect sex because they're doing
Oh yeah,
things
totally.
for
Yeah.
women.
well, yeah, that's the only way. A lot of them can't even get anything.
Yeah, like a lot. So like, at
That's
least
my approach on that.
At least what I've seen in like society and stuff like that for men, like it's all about the clothes, the cars, some of the things that you're doing in order to entice the other person. It's almost like in the animal kingdom, like we're trying to like open up our feathers and trying to like let motherfuckers see us to get to us. So when we come out here, we can peek out.
Look, all of them got a different version.
I ain't a peacocker, bro.
I'm just saying, because you're gonna see something like we're gonna see this show where you have this guy. Yeah, one guy he went in there as like a rich, like multi-millionaire, real estate agent or real estate mogul, and then they took another picture of him just being like, working like a 9-to-5 job or whatever, right? And it was 2 different days, and both situations. On one day, he was a good 4 out of 10. Nobody was really fucking with him, but as soon as they saw him with the money and everything else, he was a 9 out of 10. Same person, different careers, but then they were like, women really see the career and the money and everything else as something that's a little bit more enticing. And it was like, yeah, same guy.
Depends on the woman.
That was a lot of women.
When I was living in Vegas,
That was a lot of women.
There's a reason
It was,
for that too, though. That's based in
Yeah.
misogyny that I can
It's
touch
not
on.
based in misogyny.
It
It's based
is. No, no, no.
in
I
that
wait,
position.
misogyny or do
No, no.
you mean misandry?
It's based in misogyny because you guys. Did you want to speak?
I want to hear what you were about to say. But I was about to say something.
Because so there was a period of time where women could not work. It was expected that they stay in the house, and then when women came into the workforce, they were underpaid. They're currently still underpaid. In order for a lot of women to survive, they have to look to men to help them fucking survive because men get paid more off rip. And so I think it's funny. I actually had a rap lyric about it too in the shit that I just wrote. You trapped in your own fucking maze because niggas is always like, oh, it's so much pressure, there's so much pressure. But it's like, my nigga, if you fight for equal pay for her, you don't have that pressure. And I
You'll
feel
have
like
a whole different one.
we don't have what?
You'll have a whole different one. It's not misandry. I mean, it's not misandry. That definition, we use it a little bit too much right now.
Misogyny?
Yeah, misogyny.
It's
And
the system.
like it's almost similar
Nigga
to
hierarchy.
where but the thing is, it's
Misogyny
morphing too much.
Specifically, the hate of women,
Mm-hmm.
and I
That's
don't think.
not hating a
I
woman.
Yeah,
think
that's
that
not
women not
hating.
being paid equally is hating because you're
Yeah.
forcing them
But
to
the reason I say it's not
have to go
necessarily
through other just
misogyny and it's
us.
more based in biology is because before the workforce was even a thing, like caveman days type of thing,
Them niggas
it's
was
more
knocking bitches on the
that.
head and fucking dragging them in the cage. And that's like, come on.
I mean,
bro.
yes,
Right.
that,
There
but
was
that's
no
not what I'm
power
talking
in that.
about, though. I'm talking about the aspect of men being more
physically capable, whatever the term would be, and so they are naturally the protectors in the household, and therefore the ones who go out and bring in the bacon. And so I think that
But
that's
on
where it
average,
stems
But they
from.
bring.
I was making a show about the Amazons, right? I was like, today's women are the actual
Amazonians.
of yesterday. Like it just got bigger and bigger.
Right.
Like, but the myth of them got bigger and bigger. But their ability to actually really survive in the real world was not really the case, because once they actually went against a real rival that actually came in the area, they were decimated. Every single time there was a female group that rose, they were decimated, and it wasn't because of the situation of them being weak. It was just that they were just weaker than the opposition. When it came down to the land, to women being able to survive in nature, we needed them because we needed to be able to procreate and have more kids. And
You're making the base of women procreation in that situation, but I hear you.
But like we needed
Women
women.
are
I also think
the basis
that
of life.
we in a different time, and I think that those
We are.
things don't really fucking apply the same.
Do you think they treat it bad? I just had a white man tell me yesterday, the best thing to today is to be a black person, and then on top of it, to be a black woman in corporate America.
Black women have to work ridiculously hard to make, like the women that you see that are in the higher rungs have to work ridiculously hard to get there, and they're still not getting paid as their male counterparts.
I mean, that's the automatics for black people. Period.
Yeah.
We always have
I'm
got
saying
told we
women.
got
I'm saying women
Right.
in general, but that's what I'm saying. It's like in today's era, if niggas would stop complaining about the pressure and just fight for equal pay, then we wouldn't have the same pressures that we fucking complain about.
I think it would take some time though to like really see the effects of that, just because we've had all of these years of conditioning for the man to be the person.
I used to want to have that power.
Wait, because we keep saying niggas, and niggas don't have
men have
that.
to-
Yeah, because like it's a
men
whole
have to
different
release-
situation for black men.
Right, but again, we'll get more into that in our toothpaste episode. But for today, let's go ahead and end out with a segment.
I don't.
All right, Zuko. Let's see. When we spin the wheel,
Somebody
what are we going
keys
to
just
win?
slamming the door, bro.
No, it's the
mailman.
Literally,
Oh,
that's literally
all
what it
right.
is.
We have another FMF.
Fuck, marry friend zone.
All right, let's spin this wheel and see who.
The first name already just infuriated me.
Nah, just push the.
Jada
Pinkett
Push
Smith.
the.
Jada not gonna. That definitely killed.
Why? Oh my
You better not
God.
do it to me again.
He was
Akio?
not even on the thing, bro.
That's not one of the choices. Alright. Kill is not one of the choices. Just
Yo, they get too
FYI.
close.
Alright.
Stay.
Oh,
Station down.
you
I
know.
got she ain't even on the thing,
No, I
bro.
need to add her.
Yo, I
Should
used to
update
love
the
her,
names.
but
Alright,
I don't know
alright.
more. I don't know now.
I know more, bro.
Please no, please no, please no, please no, please no. Damn, again.
I do like Doja Cat. I tried to hate her because of that one little thing that happened.
Okay.
She got
Alright,
funny.
so who are your three, Zuko? FMF.
Tiana Taylor, Tyra Banks, and Kyla Pratt. So I would definitely marry Kyla. I don't know what it is. I just love
Like
her.
she seemed like real down to earth,
Mhm.
chill. Yeah. I've met her a couple of times. She's pretty cool. She's cool people.
Definitely, again, friend zone Tiana Taylor.
I don't understand
So
that.
good.
Hey, yo, B.
That's insane. My nigga.
Alright.
She says in New York, it's in New York for him. Oh, that's too aggressive. I love Tiana Taylor.
Wow, bro.
And yeah, like just
Between
climb that
the
tree.
times.
Just gotta climb that tree when it comes to
And who was your
Tyra.
third now?
I think it was Tyra.
Okay.
Tyler, Kyra Pratt, and then Tiana.
Alright, so my three are Michael B. Jordan, Dave East, and Gucci.
Wait, do you have Future up there? Future should be up there. Future should be up there. Like, you know, he needs to fuck somebody's life up. Like, the Future should be up there.
That's hilarious. So I am going to. I don't know Dave East well enough, but I know that he's fine, so I'm gonna fuck Dave East. I'm gonna marry Michael B. Jordan, and I'm going to friend zone Gucci.
You ain't taking Michael B. Jordan.
I was like,
Lord Harvey.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Taking Michael B. Jordan.
Like Davies, y'all consider him to be like fine.
Women think he's fine.
I think he's fine, unless I don't.
He has
know
like a
it.
small face for his
Let
head.
me go Google
That's
him.
That's a very specific.
No, because for the first time I saw him, that was the first thing I said to myself, right? I'm like, damn, his face is small as fuck for his head. And then it was like, Davies. I'm like, oh, that's Davies?
Yeah, he's fine.
Let me see this again.
That's considered fine, all right.
Jeez.
Like, you know how you gotta gauge what, like, you know, what people think? Because, like, what we think, y'all think looks good, and what we know, it might not match up with what it really is.
Damn! I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But it was like,
right there on the one that I was like, that was the next one was gonna be that.
I think it's because I have a very eclectic taste, and so I don't have like
Please.
a type.
Look,
yeah,
I'll show you the,
I got
the line of the woman that
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
What's the other one? It was Kyla Pratt, Jennifer Aniston, Kyla Pratt, and Jada fucking Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bro.
Jada Pinkett is friend zone.
Okay.
Jada. No. Jennifer Aniston is. God damn. Jennifer Aniston is friend zone. You're too toxic. Jennifer Aniston is friend zone. I guess I'm in a fucking situation. We having a fucking, what do they call it? Entanglement with Jada Pinkett Smith. Sorry, Will.
No, wait, you just a friend.
Prince too.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's what happened to the last dude.
Right. So I'm in entanglement, and then I'm marrying Kyla Pratt.
Okay.
So
I told you when we do these, you have to ignore the fact that they actually have partners.
And Jada gonna come with the partner because they poly, so that you can.
We don't know
without it
their
affecting
bedroom life for sure.
Well, we know people who know.
Right.
Oh, please.
You know people.
I'm making
know
love
that
to you.
Oh.
I'm making love to you.
You
In
gotta
this
eat the
world.
booty like groceries.
That's a grocery.
So I got everybody in this nice little row right here. Okay, so I
Alright,
got
who you got?
so I got Halle Berry, Tony Braxton, and Janae Aiko.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. Alright, Aaron, who is your FMO?
Like Monique.
Who has more money, Halle Berry or Tony Braxton?
Who has more money between Tony Braxton and Halle Berry? Halle? I don't know.
All right, so I'll probably marry Halle Berry. I just want to fuck Janae Aiko, so I'm smashing. And I'll be friends with Tony, but Janae I'm most definitely smashing. I want to marry you, but I'm smashing.
Alright. Let us know y'all FMF in the comments. So thank you so much for chilling with us and in the friend zone. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your besties. Share it with your friends. Thank you.
Peace.
Friend zone.
Janae also would be like a little talking to Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't know about you.
Yeah. It's,
I just want
In about 20 years.
What?
She's gonna be dead.
What's your story for Tupac? Tupac, can you come back?
Bodies on the floor. Bodies on the floor. Bodies on the floor. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. When I come into the building, better get your feet. When I come into the building, better get your feet on the ground. When you hear the sound of the bass bump in your face, gotta put your hands up when I say stand up. You can feel the feeling in your fingers tingling, the words get the stinking and mingling with souls intentions. The mission is to glistening when listening to the christening.